you are worthy of receiving that thing that you want, you're also going to get it, but you're going to get it in divine timing.
1, 2, 3.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite YouTuber, the spiritual bad bitch. Today I am in a red wig because it's 2022 and we gotta try new things in this bitch. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. This is the spiritual and the bad bitch side of YouTube, and today I am barefaced because I'm going to be doing a highly requested makeup look of a smoky eye that I posted on my Instagram that a lot of people asked about. And while I do my makeup, I'm also going to hype you the fuck up with some of my own manifestation success stories from the past. So let's get into this makeup. By the way, let's not talk about the lace here because I'm not really experienced when it comes to installing lace front wigs. Anyways, so firstly, moisturizer. This is the one that I use. So originally I was trying to do my makeup and talk about the manifestation stories at the same time, but that ended up being too difficult. So I guess we're just gonna be doing this voiceover thing where occasionally I'll be narrating what I'm doing with my makeup and then also telling some stories at the same time. So I hope you enjoy this hot mess of a video. So here I'm just going in with the Morphe James Charles palette and showing you which colors I'm using and shit. I had to go off camera quickly. So here I'm just blending, as you can see, and in a second you'll find out why the line is so high up. The reason why I do this up here is because it gives the illusion of a bigger lid. I go off camera to do that part, but here she's just blending in this bitch. And here I'm adding these little line thingies in the back that I'm about to explain properly. It's kind of important that you make it like it goes up a little bit because you want it to snatch your eye, you want it to pull it up. Then I take this kind of brush and I go into this color here to kind of like smoke it out. Okay, I promise I'm about to get to the stories. It's just that there's like parts where I talk in between and it might be confusing if I start now. If it looks a bit ridiculous in the beginning, it doesn't matter because it will all come together when you do the lashes. As long as you go like this and it's pulling it up, you're good. Okay, I finally feel like I have some time to talk now because there's not much interruptions. Here I'm just blending with a eyeshadow. Let me tell you the story of a time when I manifested a celebrity. I actually never shared this specific story on my YouTube, but I feel like it is a cool and inspiring one if you do want to manifest celebrities. Here I'm just showing you what brush to use, by the way. This video might be really fucking confusing, to be honest, but you know me, like I just gotta try different things and be myself in my own way, you know? My advice is also, if you want to smoke out a black, use brown. Okay, so there was one time that I was living in Spain and I was about to move to London, and I really wanted to manifest this like female singer that I saw on my YouTube. I feel like I don't want to say her name because she is my friend, well, not my friend, but like she is a acquaintance now. Like I have her phone number and everything, and I feel like if I say who it is, it just makes the thing a bit weird. I am not doing that on camera. So here's one lash done. Now that we've done the lashes, it's time for my favorite part, which is foundation. This is the makeup brand that I use. Then I take my wet beauty blender. Right, so now that she's fucking blending, we got a lot of time to talk. So like I said, I'm not gonna say who it was exactly, but after I had sent that DM, a few, I think, months had passed. I had moved to London already at that point, and then one random day, I'd completely forgotten that I'd sent the DM. One day, I am walking to my gym and she literally crosses my path. And I remember this so vividly. I was walking and speaking on FaceTime with my sister and I see her, I recognize she's walking my way. Okay, now this step is where I always mess up. You're gonna take the same light brown that you took at the top and you're just gonna like lightly, honestly lightly, because every single time I do this shit, I make it too dark. And you want to know something else that's crazy? I found out that she is from East London, but yet she was walking in West London, well, more like Central London in Kensington, which is where I used to live. And to me, that's kind of a huge coincidence as well. Like, why would she be walking there the same day that I am, the same moment? It's like that shit was manifested because I believed in it. You know what I'm saying? Now we're gonna go in with black. You wanna pack that shit on your brush. I really hope me sharing this story is inspiring you and making you see that miracles are possible. I feel like when we doubt ourselves, we shut down our manifestations instantly. But if we just believe, things can actually happen for us. Now what I like to do is go in once again with a really like light brown, very light brown. But let's get back to the story. So she's walking across on the same sidewalk as me and she passes me and I literally pull out my headphones and I'm like, oh my God, are you? And I say her name, her artist name, and she's like, yes, and you're so pretty. And I was like, oh my God, like a celebrity called me pretty. And then we ended up just, you know, chatting to each other and connecting over music. And then she gave me her phone number and was like, trying to help me find a vocal coach and basically gave me the number of her vocal coach. Like, isn't that fucking crazy? Now, I like to go in again with the soft brown. And by the way, I wasn't a YouTuber back then. I think I'm happy with that. She also followed me on Instagram and we ended up just like sometimes DMing each other, but I never ended up personally seeing her or meeting up with her because I feel like we're both just so busy. I feel like this also taught me that celebrities are just people. Even though I was freaking out in the moment, I kept my cool and I just learned from that experience to not put celebrities on a pedestal, because if you want to connect with them, you have to take them off the pedestal. And I go in with the Hoola palette from Benefit that has like all 4 of them, and I go in with this shade here. Some people will wonder when they hear this story, like, sis, how did this manifest? Like, what technique did I use to let this manifest, you know? I think the main ingredient when it comes to manifesting is to believe in yourself, but also to know that that will be your future and to decide that in that moment. Then I use this brow pencil thingy from Benefit. I gotta do my brows off camera because this shit is too hard. My eyebrows are done. We're gonna add some blush. Because the frequency of knowing and of that certainty is so high that it will manifest. The blush that I used is Rockateer from Benefit. And now we're gonna use Laura Mercier highlighter in the shade Indiscretion. The truth is there was no real technique involved in manifesting this. I just believed. I keep forgetting what to say what it is. This is a liner from NYX and it's in the shade Natural. That was actually the end of my story, as we are nearly done with the makeup and now we'll be moving on to some more juicy success stories. Now we're gonna go in with the NYX buttergloss in Madeleine. This is the final result. She looking cute, she looking bad or whatever. Okay, now that I've done my makeup, I feel like I can finally properly focus and talk about manifestation. So first off, I just want to say that there is no thing that is too big for you to manifest. Like, I always say this, don't ever let anybody tell you what you can or can't manifest, what you can and can't do with your life, or what dreams you should really have. Whatever you're trying to manifest, please, please, please trust when I say that you are fully capable of attaining that. So these stories that I'm gonna share with you now in a second of like how I manifested things really instantly, and just like success stories to hype you up, I guess. I feel like the reason why things happen for me now fast is because I went through a few months of really struggling and not being able to manifest, and I feel like that forced me to go into my divine feminine. If you're in your divine feminine, you trust that you will receive. And listen, me saying this to you right now, please, understand that you are worthy of receiving that thing that you want, you're also going to get it, but you're going to get it in divine timing. Honestly, the amount of times I thought I wasn't gonna manifest something, and the amount of times that my own belief system gets challenged because I think to myself, oh, I want to manifest this, but then I don't really believe in myself, and then later on it happens, and I feel like that's why I've become such like a manifesting queen, I guess you could call it. Talk about yourself like manifesting is easy for you. Talk about yourself like you are a manifesting queen. That's why I refer to myself that way, because I know that if I talk about myself that way, it's gonna be my reality. Remember that whatever you think and say and feel and believe, that will literally be your reality, but you have to start first with your thoughts, because your thoughts can then influence your emotions and so forth, but first it has to start with your thoughts. Oh my god, I went on like this huge tangent, but maybe someone needed to hear that. Anyways, let's get into these success stories. So what's really crazy is recently that I actually end up manifesting stuff just by speaking about it. So let me give you an example. The other day I did a hair braid. As you can tell, in 2022 I'm going crazy with all the hairstyles, hence why I have red hair right now. I'd never done that braid before. I'd never experimented in that way, and I said to my mom, because she was here, oh, I really wish that an ex could see me today in London because of the way that I look. Literally the same night, somebody who I hadn't spoken to in a very long time had seen my story, and it was with all the photos of my braid, and it was the first time that I ever saw this dude on my Instagram. I didn't even know that he had my Instagram because it was someone that I was like seeing last year, and he saw my story, and it made me think like, holy shit, I actually spoke this into existence, because I said to my mom, oh, I would like for one of my exes to see me today. And what's crazy is I actually meant like outside, like I wanted someone to see me in the city, but the universe still heard me. It just gave it to me in a different way, like through an Instagram story. I know this might not seem like a big deal to you, but it was to me, and I just had to share it because it hypes me up. So I hope it hypes you up too, the fact that you can manifest by speaking shit into existence. Another success story that you're gonna be like, holy shit, and it's gonna really inspire you if you wrote New Year's resolutions, is that I wrote in one of my resolutions that I want to be on a TV show, a podcast, or a radio show. So that's one of my New Year's resolutions. And what's really fucking crazy is I ended up getting an email one day later after writing those resolutions of a girl being like, hey, do you want to hop on my podcast? The fact that it happened that fast, it's like, it felt like instant manifestation. And by the way, I'm not telling these stories to like rub anything in anyone's face or make you feel like, oh my god, but how is she doing that? Because if you watch my videos and you like who I am, I feel like a lot of my audience genuinely are similar to me, and they identify with me and my stories because they're similar to me. Do you know what that means? That means if I'm successfully manifesting stuff instantly, it means that you can do the same, because we're no different. I always say this on my channel, you're the same as me, especially if you like me. It means that I'm a reflection of you. You like what you're seeing because it reminds you of something that you have in yourself. And this, when I clocked this, I literally realized that like all these celebrities that I look up to, the reason why I love them is because they're a reflection of me. And that made me believe in myself more, because I was like, oh shit, like she was able to do it, so I can too. So with this, please don't ever think that me talking about like my success stories or just sharing stuff is ever me trying to rub that in anyone's face or trying to make you feel bad, because it means you can do it. That's why I'm sharing these stories, because I hopefully am inspiring you in some way. Now, another crazy one that manifests so fast for me, and it's been like in different ways, is one of my other New Year's resolutions was I want to manifest influencers, artists, actors, people in show business basically who are doing the same thing that I'm doing. I want to manifest friends of that sort. Now, this is what's crazy is I actually ended up getting DMs of some people that are genuinely fitting that category. Actors, artists, the whole thing. And literally, I know that this might seem to you like, oh, but that's so believable because you're a YouTuber, like obviously that's gonna happen for you. But you have to understand that the reason why it's happening is because I believe in it. But there were times still, regardless of the fact that I am a YouTuber, where I really struggled to believe that that could potentially be a reality for me. Like, I didn't actually think that I could manifest, you know, celebrities of that sort. But I ended up getting DMs from these people, and this is what's so crazy, is that I didn't even reach out to them. I just wrote this as one of my New Year's resolutions, and it's already happening. And then the next one that manifested that actually blew my fucking mind, right? Because I completely forgot that I'd even done this. So the last video that I made before I got sick, it was called something like how to manifest literal miracles with the fuck it method. And in that video I talked about how I attracted a flatmate, so like a girl that I was living with for 2 or 3 months, who was a close friend of a close friend, and she's now a close friend of mine. But I did not mention that I actually wrote a letter to myself. And this is what one of my subscribers actually told me, because I posted on my story that I'm looking for a flatmate like ages ago. And then she told me, hey girl, why don't you write a letter to yourself as if you'd already found the perfect place with all the things that you want in your manifestation. So I found this letter, but I completely forgot that I'd written it. I found it like right before I moved out of that last place that I was in. Just to make this story easier, the friend that I was living with, her name is Tasha. Shout out to Tasha. This is the letter that I wrote to myself. Dear Selena, because that's my real name, bitch. Oh my god, I found the perfect place to live. I am so happy. And just me saying, like, talking about the emotions. Then I say, I found a flat where one baddie is living. And now this girl, Tasha, she is a fucking baddie, okay? So it fit the vibe there. Then I also wrote, and the flat, oh my god, it's modern, exactly how I wanted. Which is crazy, because in London, which is where I live, it's quite hard to find like modern, nice flats, because there's a lot of like old ass Victorian houses that just I don't really fuck with. I like modern places. And she had a modern flat, so that fit the vibe as well. And then I'm like, you want to know the craziest thing? It's exactly how I always imagined life would be like living in my 20s, like a movie in London. This is what I wrote. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because when I was at her place, I did feel on the days that were good as if I was living my dream life. I felt like it was a movie. I remember specifically one night when I smoked a doobie with her, and I just remember like the music was blasting in the living room, and it was like hip-hop music, and the flat was so pretty, and I was kind of high, but I just remember thinking, holy shit, this is like a movie. And literally when I saw this, I was like, what? I actually said that. Like, I actually said that I wanted it to be like a movie, and here I was thinking to myself, my life is like a movie. All right, I also hope that me talking about my manifestation stories is like making you realize the things that you can say to the universe. Like, if you say to the universe, I want my life to be like a movie, then it'll give you like experiences and people that make your life feel like a movie. Just a little hint, advice situation there. But anyways, those are all the stories I'm gonna share for today, and my camera's about to die, so I will leave it at that. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Big fat kiss from me, and I hope to see you next time. Sending you so much love and light.